Welcome everyone, you're watching Demolition Derby for Life. I'm his friend Mark, and I'm going to do another aftermath on my Allstar car. In other words, my Chainstock car. I forgot to mention in the last video I did on this car that the idea behind the Allstar paint job is based on the song Allstar written by Smash Mouth. This car officially has 2 runs on it. I was in Buffalo with this car roughly a week ago now, as of the time of recording, and as you can see, the passenger side here is smashed in a little bit more, and as you can also tell, my chains are a little bit looser than they were, just because the hits I took on the passenger side here were just that hard to where, to where the chains loosen up as much as they did. And another thing that I did since the last time the last video I did on this car, try to get an angle to where I can show it to you here. Let's see, come out here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I did reroute the battery cables so that they go through the firewall, whereas last video, you might remember, which has not gone up just yet as of the time of recording here, I had those cables going across my dash. And the first time I drove this car, I was certainly called out on that, should not be doing that, and that, they won't let me run anything without those cables going through the firewall. So, and then another thing that they called me out on both times is that I'm supposed to have a cage, which consists of, bars going along driver and passenger door, along with, along the dash somehow, which, I'm still trying to, not even, fully figured out how I'm going to do that and still be able to get through the driver's door to get in and out of them, just because, at my age, that's much easier to do than to climb across the hood like you see most guys do. Obviously the hood got smashed in here a little bit, which, with reverse being weak like it is, I tried to refrain from using reverse as much as I could basically for that reason, and I was only able to make forward hits with this car. And then this shows you why you see chains on the side like this. Because that certainly helped, to hold the hood down, so I didn't collapse so much to where I couldn't see over it. Whereas the issue before, when you know, certainly before I started, you know, doing demos here, and probably before Demolition Derby for Life got into it, for that matter, is that the only chains that they put on the hoods and the trunks of these cars is like you're seeing right now, just two of them on the hood, and then they ran into issues with, you know, cars collapsing so bad to where, you know, there were some visibility issues with, you know, by not having the other two chains on there, which is why they eventually changed the rules to, you know, say that you need two and in some cases 4 chains, you know, or one or two chains on each side of the hood and the trunk, which that's certainly the idea behind it, is to, you know, let what you see right here, when it starts to collapse, and then those chains will hold it down enough to where you can still see over, and, you know, it's the hood or the trunk or whichever one it is not blocking your view. And then, so another thing here, one of the passenger shots I took pushed this wheel well here in so far to where it's basically rubbing on the tire there, so I will probably end up cutting some of that away so that if that were to collapse in any further, that, you know, that it would not interfere with my tire, you know, being able to move the car. So yeah, there would definitely be another run in this car yet, if we can get it running, in which basically what took me out is that in the front here, you know, I made a front-to-front hit on another car, and, you know, we were hooked so ungodly solid to where, you know, neither one of us could move. In fact, if there were such a thing, we probably would have set a demolition derby record that day for, you know, the longest amount of time that it took for a skid loader to get two vehicles apart. You know, if there were such a record like that. But otherwise, yeah, obviously, I kept the driver's side as close to the barricades as I could again, so there's no more damage there. This indent that you see here somehow happened during the first run I made with this car at Carver County, which there too I'm certainly puzzled how it happened, because, you know, the driver's side was along the barricades the whole time, and as you're able to see in the video that's been posted of the Chainstock car, of the Chainstock class in Carver County this year. And then the front up here, I'm guessing, the only guess I'd have on this is that it dealt with the hits that I made in Buffalo. You know, and that when I made the contact up here, that might have somehow pushed that front out, allowing it to buckle in a little more, you know, above the tire there. But, you know, so that's my only guess on that one. Otherwise, that is certainly another one of those things, another one of those puzzlers, being that I ended up, you know, having the passenger side so close to the barricades for the most part, or the driver's side against there, excuse me, there. So, well, there you have it, folks. Oh, and I should also say, the reason we're not 100% sure if we can get this thing running again or not is because sometime after I, got hooked on that car in Buffalo, it was running at first, and then I tried to start it up after the heat, to drive it over to where my trailer was, truck and trailer was, and then it turned over at first a few times, but not enough to, have it fire up, and then after a while it didn't even turn over anymore. You hit the key and just, a little quick or whatever, and that was all you got. And we played around with it, once they pushed it off the track, and tried to get it going that day a little bit, but with not a whole lot of tools, and and the crew being in a hurry to get the area clear for the heats that followed, I decided to try to putz around with it a little with this car at a later time, and see if we can get it running, because I could still go to pumpkin smash in a couple weeks with this car if we're able to get it running again. Otherwise, if we can't get it running, then it's pretty much a junk car the way you see it here, which kind of too bad, because it's still enough of the body intact and all that, but this year I'm not intending to carry anything pre-ran into next year. So yeah, otherwise, if we end up having to junk this car, then I might be able to get my Windstar van going, and run at pumpkin smash with that. Which, the way it's looking, I'll have to go to the local Ford dealer, and then I'll talk to them about the ignition key transponder that we discovered was out of it at Corcoran when I tried to run it there, and was not able to run it there. Talk to them about about how much it would cost between getting the part and having them get everything programmed, and then I could at least get a run out of that van yet, because I could certainly still, there is still the potential of me being able to win more money than what it would cost to have it fixed, to have them fix it. It's one way to look at that. So otherwise, I'd like to go to that demo regardless, either as a driver or as a pit person or something. But yes, on that note, I believe Demolition Derby for Life is looking to run his Chainstock car down there and try to get that finished off. You saw in the helmet cam video from McLeod County on that car, the fuel line came off on that car for the second time, and that did not sit well with him, and so we're looking for a solution to that problem. But that was the same car that I ran last year, and I did not have that problem, but for some reason it's been a problem for him, having that fuel line come off. But yeah, Pumpkin Smash, I should say, will be the last demo of 2018 that either of us drive in, or probably go to for that matter. Otherwise, after Pumpkin Smash, the next demos that I know of, you know, even just a go to would be during 2019. So, but anyway, there you have it, folks. Aftermath video on the Allstar Chainstock car here. So, thank you guys for watching these videos. It is very much appreciated. Be sure to hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.